Hey guys, it's me Tyrannoid here with my review of Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. As you all probably know, Assassin's Creed Rogue was first released back in 2014 exclusively for last-gen consoles. It was a fun game and a worthy entry, however with it releasing alongside Unity it was completely overshadowed and enjoyed by the very few people who actually still played last-gen consoles. Luckily, it's been remastered with a shiny coat of paint for all the next-gen consoles. So, let's get into this and see if Rogue is still a good game, or has it grown outdated compared to the newer games in the franchise. The story for this game is set after Black Flag, before Assassin's Creed 3, and links directly to Unity. Sounds confusing? Well, it isn't, and it fits everything together, nicely wrapping up the American trilogy and moving forward to the future of the franchise. The story is split into two different perspectives. The first is a nameless character in the modern day, and the second as assassin turned Templar Shay Patrick Cormac. The modern day doesn't do much to advance the series' overarching story, which has been a problem since Assassin's Creed 3 ended. However, there is more insight into the battle between modern day assassins and Templars, with the new character Otto Berg being a particularly interesting highlight of these sequences. His character shows a lot of potential, and I can only hope Ubisoft expands on this in the future games. Another positive to the modern day sections are the videos and log entries you discover. These really help to expand the lore of the series, which as a fan of the rich history of this franchise pleased me. Other than that though, the story of the modern day is uninteresting and you most likely would have forgotten it by the end of the game. The real highlight of this game comes in the form of Shay Patrick Cormac, the assassin turned Templar with a catchphrase so overused Activision want to make it a yearly franchise.
I make my own luck, Liam. I make my own luck, Liam. I make my own luck.
I make my own luck, Master Franklin.
I make my own luck. I make my own luck. I make my own luck.
How many times do I have to tell you, Liam? I make my own luck.
Shay has some of the best character development in the entire franchise, and although many of the side characters are fairly one-note themselves, there is still a fairly decent cast, with some favourites including Ardawale from Black Flag, Achilles and Haytham Kenway. The story focuses on precursor artefacts that have the power to reshape the Earth. After one of these causes Lisbon in Portugal to suffer a massive earthquake, Shay begins to question the creed and what it stands for. This forces Shay to side with the Templars and take out his old friends one by one in order to stop them from acquiring these artefacts and to save the world. The game has a rather interesting plot that should keep the player interested till the end. I rather enjoyed working for the Templars actually, and the game does do a pretty good job of making the player see the Templars in a new light. This is definitely one of the best plots in the series. The gameplay in this game consists of 4 different areas: ship combat, ground combat, platforming and puzzles. The ship combat is the primary focus of this game. Rogue is literally a direct expansion of the gameplay from Black Flag. Your ship, the Morrigan, controls brilliantly. The combat is strategic and exciting, and you're able to upgrade your ship by obtaining more supplies. This encourages you to get into fights with other ships, win a battle, get supplies, upgrade your ship and fight bigger ships to get more supplies. It's simple, but it's satisfying. There's a few new features to the ship combat, like a new battering ram and the ability to be boarded by enemies, but apart from that, it's essentially a more refined version of Black Flag's ship combat. The combat and platforming are identical to the way they were in Black Flag, with hardly any changes. Besides the addition of a grenade launcher, Shay has all the same equipment as Edward Kenway and controls exactly the same. You'll either counter an enemy in combat or break their defence and kill them while they're exposed. It's simple and can make combat fast and exciting, but it lacks any challenge in depth, which can make the combat dull by the midway point of the game. The one different aspect to this is the fact that after the first mission in Sequence 3, you'll be hunted by assassins. These assassins use your own tactics against you, hiding on buildings, in bales of hay, or around corners ready to strike. This is an interesting new feature, but when you discover that you can instantly counter-kill them as they run at you, it takes away any sort of strategy to dealing with them. Stealth is always my preferred option. There are always multiple ways to stealth an encounter, which means it's a lot more fun to just observe an area and deduct the best way through. As for platforming, it really requires no level of thought or skill. Simply press the R2 button and Shay will climb any surface automatically without any input from the player other than what direction to go. The final bit of gameplay are the puzzles that you need to complete to hack the computers in the modern day sections. Unlike Black Flag, Rogue simply focuses on just one puzzle this time. The puzzle is interesting and there's not enough of them to get repetitive, but this all seems rather tacked on last minute. Finally, there's the standard Ubisoft trick that they've been doing for years now, which is cluttering the map with tons of useless collectibles. Only a few of these collectibles are actually worthwhile and none are necessary to complete the game. These will only be really for the hardcore completionists. Now, for those of you wondering if it's worth buying this game all over again, the game now runs at a full 1080p for the base PS4, and I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think it runs at a native 4K for Pro owners. The graphics have definitely improved though. Texture quality overall is increased, and some much improved shadow and lighting quality brings some added shine to the game. Ubisoft have also improved the wave physics so they match the quality of Black Flag on the PS4. This game can honestly just pass as an early next gen title, and there are many moments on the open seas when I've just had to sit back and take in the beautiful sights. As for the performance of the game, it's honestly disappointing that Ubisoft didn't take the advantage of the current gen hardware to give us 60 frames per second, but to be fair, the Ezio trilogy did exactly the same thing. So you've got 30 frames per second. I've played this game for honestly over 20 hours now. I've done the story and a lot of the side missions. I never suffered a single bit of slowdown. I did suffer a few minor glitches, but these are just funny animation glitches and nothing that will affect your gameplay experience. Overall, this game was great when it first released, and it's just as good now. It will feel outdated in some aspects compared to the games that came after, especially with the rather bland, simplistic combat, but the ship combat is still as exciting as it was back in 2014. Along with the improvements the remaster brings, this is a solid 20 hours of Pirate Assassin gameplay. If you like pirates, if you like Assassin's Creed, you'll love this game, and it's definitely worth picking up. So that's my review, guys. I want to thank you all for watching this. I've actually put quite a lot of time into this. I literally recorded the entire game of me playing it so I could have enough footage for this. I really wanted to do some more in-depth reviews. This one was a bit different to what I normally do. Normally I just say what's on my mind as it comes out, like I'm doing right now at the end of this review. But this time I really thought I'd write up what I want to say, because a lot of the time I have all these things I want to say and I never get to say them because I just forget half of them when I do the review. So this one was different. So let me know what you think of this new style of doing reviews. If it goes down well, I might start doing this more often. It's definitely a more professional way of doing reviews compared to what I normally do. But that's that for now, guys. Thank you for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed all the Rogue gameplay that came up on the channel. There was quite a lot of it. And I'll see you next time for whatever pops up on this channel.
You are now a Templar, harbinger of a new world. May the Father of Understanding guide us.